Justin Jefferson is not going to win a Super Bowl with Kirk Cousins. Or Justin Jefferson, just pack your bags and get out. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Sports and Bullshit Podcast. That's Pauly P. I'm Jesse D. Let's get it going. Man, let's just get straight into it. Chug predictions. I'm 0-2. That's some BS. The line moved 2 points from we air on Tuesdays, just so you guys know. The game was on Thursday. It moved from -7 when I had to make the choice to -5.5. Would have covered, liked it, but it is what it is. Those are the rules of the game. Those are the bets. It's his pick this week. Your boy's going to chug a beer.
Kid's a loser, bro. He fucking lost back-to-back Thursdays and he's complaining about the point spread. Get out of here, okay?
Ugh.
We might film on Tuesdays and drop on Thursdays, but guess what? That's the risk you got to take sometimes. It's like when you put an early ticket in. You got to take the risk if you're going to bet early. You can't complain about it if you lose. So, yeah, woulda, coulda, shoulda on the 5.5, but guess what? It was 7, baby, and I'm 2-0 on Thursday chunk predictions. Let's go.
Cheers. Enough said. Out of the can, bro. Ugh. There we go.
Listen, man, when you want to take your team and bet with your heart, it's not going to work out for you, okay? I've learned it in the past. It doesn't work for you. Don't bet with your heart. Don't chase your team. Sometimes you got to go against the gridiron. Look at that.
Done.
Frank the Tank right there,
And that's
baby.
some bullshit because
guess what?
-5.5 was good.
No. You want to hear what's bullshit? Check this out. It's Thursday night. We rotate, right? So this Thursday's my pick. You see I showed up in my Giants gear, right? Yeah, we were dogs. We played like dogs on Sunday. We came back 28-7, dogs. And guess who I'm going with on Thursday? The San Francisco 49ers. And I'm laying the 10. I'm laying all of that wood on San Francisco. You think I'm crazy? Gonna take the Giants with no Saquon? Or take the Giants in general? Just because we won, I don't think I can back you guys yet. I just don't. And the next 3 weeks are going to be very tough. So this Thursday, lock in San Fran -10 and take it to the bank and watch him chug again.
If I lose 3 in a row, I will chug 3 beers. 3 beers.
Okay.
Back to back to back because this is pathetic. And I don't know how that line came down. It was 10.5. I swear it was.
I don't know
I
either,
saw
actually.
10.5. Barkley's hurt. How did the line come down in the favor of the Giants? That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, it should have went up higher.
The only thing I'm thinking of is if people are unloaded on the Giants and taking the points, because that's the only way that it would seesaw like that. But I don't know who could really take the Giants and trust them even with 10 points. That's like when I picked the Ravens in week 1 to cover a 10-point spread. It's the same thing I look at the way the 49ers and the Giants are now. The Giants are way better than the Texans. I know they didn't show that, especially playing against the Cardinals, but I mean, you got San Fran.
I mean, they were getting their ass whooped.
They were getting mollywopped. It was like it was wild. But I mean, like, you got San Fran that's so dominant on both sides of the ball. They're even better than the Ravens, and the Ravens are a top 5 team, and they're going against the Giants at home. It's really kind of sus that anybody would trust in taking the Giants +10, just being honest.
Right. I just don't think they have a chance at all. It's probably going to be a low-scoring game, and when those spreads are that, you're looking at maybe a back cover. You know what I mean? Like
A backdoor cover?
backdoor cover, like
I don't know. I don't think so.
touchdown in garbage time or something like that. But I mean, I like where you're at. I think I'm going 0-3.
You're definitely going 0-3.
I think I'm going 0-3.
Definitely. I just don't see how they could do it. And, like, just talking about them with that, like, amazing comeback win, with no Saquon.
Stop saying amazing, man. It was the Cardinals.
It's still
with
an amazing
Joshua Dobbs.
It doesn't matter. Listen, I said that if they lose to Joshua Dobbs, I was disowning them. But it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, they didn't ever have a lot of time to do it, really. Like, they were down 28-7 closing out of the third. Like, the fourth quarter, that's where all their points came from. Like, that's still – you got to think about it. Not only do you got to score, but you got to now go on defense and have a bunch of 3-and-outs or, maybe where they pick up 1 first down and then they get out. You got to make those defensive stops very efficient and very fast. If you don't do that, that clock gets eaten up. So, in my opinion, I'm not saying this because they're my team, but that was an impressive comeback in the fourth quarter.
Any comeback in the NFL is impressive, right? Especially of that amount. But the fact, I'm pretty sure if you guys remember that I predicted the defense. I took the defense. I'm mad that Arizona defense gave up that lead and gave up all those points, but they were playing to form the way I thought it was going to go down.
Right. Right.
You know, but I don't. Arizona Cardinals. That's all I gotta say. Like, there's no.
I'm not disagreeing. Yes, we should have never been
They
in that
lost
position.
they almost lost to the Cardinals, and they lost their best player. It was not something to say amazing to. It's not something to be proud of. I don't think.
I'm not proud that we were put in that position, but I'm proud that we're not starting the season 0-2, and I'm also happy that it was a great comeback.
Your season's done.
I'm not saying it was
It's a wrap.
Listen. I wasn't saying that we were winning the Super Bowl. We got a lot of things to work out. The Giants have a lot of additions that they still need to add, but we definitely could have been wild card material, 100%. 100%. We
Tail
was
back,
looking wild card material.
Tail back to episode 1 of our podcast. I believe it was episode 1. If not, it was in the highlight clip of promo where he said, "You Dolphin fans, wild card. That's all you guys mediocre. That's all you guys hope for is the wild card." Is that what you just said?
Yeah, I said that. You want to know what? I said that because the Miami Dolphins, even though I knock you guys, they have a stout on both sides of the ball on paper. Really good team. And like I said, I talk a lot of smack, but I'm always going to give it credit's due. On paper, their team is top 10. The way they've been playing, top 5. So they're expected to go to the promised land. You don't draft the cheetah. You don't bring in people like Bradley Chubb and all of these explosive names to make a wild card. And that's what I say. Miami fans are happy with the wild card.
They didn't draft Cheetah.
I brought him in.
Brought him in.
Yeah, brought him
you
in.
said
Brought him in.
draft.
Oh, I did.
Cheetah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I gotta clarify every time.
Clear it up. Sometimes I be getting a little crazy, all in my emotions and whatnot, and I be blurring out words. So I'm sure that you guys know where I'm going with it and what I was saying, and thank you for the correction.
You're welcome.
They are a team that's in position to go to the promised land. The Giants are a team that's in position to have a stellar season of, maybe 10 wins and potentially sneak into the wild card.
10 wins.
That's how they're set up.
That ain't
The
happening.
Dolphins are set up where they're supposed to win a Super Bowl.
Bottom basement Giants. Last in that division. Last in the NFC.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Washington is not better than us.
Washington's 2-0.
They're not better than us. It was a nice comeback on Sunday against the Broncos because they have no chemistry there, but they are not better than us. Definitely not.
I'll tell you what, the coach.
We play them twice.
We're gonna find out.
We find out.
But I think that your coach has. Well, I mean, he was coach of the year last year, right? And he doesn't seem the same. I don't know what's going on. I don't like it. I don't think that. I mean, I like it as an Eagles fan, but I don't like it for the Giants. I think that they've regressed. I think Danny Dimes gets paid, right?
These are bold statements.
I mean, have you watched this team play over the first 2 games?
100%.
40-0. First of all, we don't even have to go there.
100%.
Cowboys are legit. I hate to say it, but the Cowboys are legit.
Cowboys have literally top 3 defense. If not, they're back and forth between San Fran and Dallas. I think it goes San Fran and Dallas. Dallas is the number 2 defense in the league, and they've shown that back-to-back weeks. And that defense is going to be a problem for anybody,
right,
along with San Francisco's defense. So
and then
well, let's not
There was not a stat because this is what it actually was, right? Were they down at one point? They were down. Were they down 21-0 in that game? The Giants
against the Cardinals.
Yeah. So at one point in the season, they started off down
20-0.
60-0.
Yeah. But let's go back. We're playing a Dallas team that their defense is number 2, could be argued for number 1. But, I mean, San Fran is the real deal. But anyway, they're a top 2 defense, right? Top 2 defense. They have a team that is way more in sync than the Giants, clearly and obviously. And they've been on the talks for years. And I'm not saying that where it's making excuses. Giants got destroyed, dump trucked. It was embarrassing. I think I turned off the game at halftime. I don't even think I watched the rest of the game. And then Arizona. Okay, you come to Arizona, I see what you're saying. Your argument for Arizona, way better. We should never been down 20-0 going in a half. Arizona should have never put up 28 points against us at all. In all fairness, we're traveling across country to the West Coast. Arizona's defense is subpar. Not a top 10, but they're subpar. You got a team that just got their asses kicked, bashed in Now they got to travel. They're probably not feeling the best. But back to Brian Dable, the coach of the year. He went into that locker room and he said, listen, guys, all of you that made the starting roster, if you don't go out there and we don't put points on the board and we don't come back and win this game, we're just tanking the rest of the year. We're putting all the second, third strings out, okay? Tanking. Just tanking.
That's what he should have did because Saquon and Brian still be healthy.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. But, no. But he came in and he did his thing and he was like, yo, listen, you guys got to get your shit together. We're better than this. Yada, yada, yada. Whatever he said in that locker room to all of them, including Danny Dimes, it worked. It worked. You go into halftime, you either get a motivational speech by the coach or the quarterback. Danny Dimes is not that quarterback yet. Not saying they don't back him and believe in him, but Dayball, coach of the year, that turned that organization around in 1 year, that took us to the playoffs for the first time in a long time, and got the dub on the road. Brian Dayball went in there and put his foot down, and that's what happened. That's why the Giants came back out and won that game.
Okay, I apologize that we got that far deep into the Giants, who are just horrible. You said you wanted to talk about the Dolphins? Let's get there. Let's do that.
Yeah, I actually do. And as you could hear, I just gave the Dolphins compliments that you guys top 10 team. I said in the beginning of the year. I didn't want to give you that kind of credit, but after 2 weeks on the road, you guys are 2-0. So hey, listen, Tua. Those jiu-jitsu classes must be working out, my boy, because you look like you're not even getting banged up out there. Even the minor hits that he is taking, he's getting back up and he's ready to get back in there and sling that rock again. So, yeah, it's crazy. Like I knew you guys had a good team, like I said on paper, but 2-0 on the road, very impressive. Miami Dolphins are dangerous. That offense is dangerous. Jalen Waddle will be out a couple weeks with a concussion. I believe so. But I honestly don't even think that that's going to hurt them because they are so deep out on offense. The only problem that I think is still an issue that I'm not 100% sold on is their defense. I know they only gave up 17 in New England, but they only put up 24 in New England. They put up 36 in LA, they gave up 34. So at what point do you know where their defense is sitting? I don't know. I don't know if it's good and elite. I don't know if it's subpar. They're going to have to show that in the next couple weeks with the teams that they play. But the Miami Dolphins, you've earned my respect in the top 5 discussion.
I mean, they're probably going to go 3-0, right? They got the Broncos coming to town. That's what I was looking at.
Pulling it up, yeah.
Yeah, pulling it up. Broncos, they're a 6.5-point favorite at home. Dolphins are. That team, the Broncos are just trash. That guy. Speaking of, I want to get to that. That's what we're going to talk about. Russell Wilson to the Jets. I'm telling you, I was thinking about it this weekend. I was like, Sean Payton hates Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Nobody in that locker room likes Russell Wilson. It didn't work out. You tried. The marriage didn't work out. The Jets are looking. All you keep hearing on the news and on everything is that the Jets are looking for a veteran quarterback, right? Kirk Cousins is up there, in the rumors and stuff like that. But what about Russell Wilson? Make a trade because they don't care about the salary. From my understanding, they don't care about the salary. They don't care about paying somebody. Zach Wilson, Zachy Poo. I thought he didn't play that bad.
I told you that.
I
said that.
But
Zach
he still
Wilson
played the Cowboys defense, right? Like you said.
Yeah. Okay.
Cowboys defense. So I think you got to give him a little bit a leeway, and they're going to try out again. Give him one more week, something along those lines. But I think there's a chance that if the Broncos come in and get worked by the Dolphins, that maybe you start thinking about trying to go after Russell Wilson. And I think with the right picks or the right trade bait, they might be players. What do you think?
I mean, look at it like this. Russell Wilson to the Jets, the way I look at it is...
He loves New York. I'm pretty sure he loves New York.
Yeah, but like
Sierra, right?
Yeah, but the one thing the one thing that I just want to look up real quick is Daniel Jones in those 2 games because you said that you said that.
Go back to Daniel Jones.
Well, no, because this is why this is the whole reason why is because in these 2 games that the Cowboys have played, the Giants. Okay. It was only one difference. Danny Dimes threw 2 picks because I was going to say Zach Wilson, he played the Dallas defense, but he threw 3 picks. Danny didn't do that much better. I thought Danny only had 1. That's why I wanted to confirm it.
And at the end of the game, Zach Wilson was just chucking the ball to try to catch up. Those could be excusable because they were he was forcing the ball.
Yeah, but then again, like, even if there's no way that you're going to win, at least go out and still play with the credibility of, like, you were going to play if you were down by 7 or 3 or had the lead. Like, make plays that you're going to be able to develop on and play in real game time decisions. If you're just going out there and you're just throwing and chucking the ball up, I understand there might be 5 minutes left, but have at least more consistent play and drives to work out those fundamental kinks than just trying to, hope to throw a crazy tip drill to get a touchdown and just add 7 points on the board. I just think that if the Jets bring on whoever they bring on, it has to be in conditions in terms of knowing that Aaron Rodgers is going to come back because he stated it, and he is going to be the quarterback for the Jets next year. I mean, they're talking about that he could come back this year, and I forgot who they said. They came back in a record-breaking time of 5 months. Cam Akers.
Yeah, 5.5 months.
But see, that's the thing is, like, even if that was the case, we all know he's not coming back because the time he'd come back would be the time for the Super Bowl. He's not playing in the Super Bowl. The Jets are not making the Super Bowl. Zach Wilson, you have to go. Get him out of there. By you keeping Zach Wilson, you're wasting away a season that potentially you could still make the playoffs and a wild card. And if you have a veteran quarterback, maybe you make a run, maybe you don't. But at least you get these guys better exposure and better quality games for when Aaron comes back, that these guys are a little more up to speed. So Russell coming there, I mean, what's the stipulations on that? Doesn't he have a 4-year guaranteed in Denver, so he's still with them for 3 years?
I mean, I don't know the exact details. It just came up in my mind.
No, I know.
But I think that there's always a way, right? There's always a possibility to get somebody out, especially when the organization doesn't want you, right? I don't think the Broncos want him. I don't think Sean Payton wants him. So,
you're right, but they're stuck with him. They're stuck with him.
But not if somebody else is willing to, like, he may have a no-trade clause or something like that, but he can waive it. You know what I'm saying? To go to a winning team. And you're saying that you're worried about Aaron Rodgers coming back next year, that you don't want to pay a guy or have a guy in there. But if it's good and it works, then fucking see you later, Aaron Rodgers. Retire. Go home. Go relax.
See, I don't know.
Because Achilles is a beast, man.
It is. But I want to just – and look, I'm not a Jets fan at all. But I was really excited to see what he was going to do with the Jets and give teams like Kansas City some trouble, Buffalo some trouble, Miami some trouble, Ravens some trouble, Bengals some trouble. Like, those are your top 5 teams in the AFC. Now you're throwing a team in the mix that has an MVP quarterback, Super Bowl quarterback, playing with a bunch of young guns. This is like a Tom Brady going to Tampa situation all over again. This was going to shake up the AFC tremendously. For him to only have 4 plays, he got robbed, and they better go back to that grass because that artificial shit, it ain't it.
I heard they voted on that. They voted for all stadiums to get grass.
Really?
So it's good.
It is good.
Been saying that for a while though.
Yeah, I mean,
ever since they started going to turf, that people be getting tearing up their knees all over the place.
Turf toe and whatnot and everything. Yeah, there's so much stuff. It's not good. It's not safe. So. Look, Russell might be interesting because, he has wide receivers like he had when he was in Seattle. He has some check down with Delvin Cook and Hall. But, I mean, listen, if you really want my opinion, I think it's time for Russell to hang it up. Or, I mean, to be honest with you.
How old? He ain't that old.
It's time for him to hang it up, and go into like a cover magazine or pretty boy shit that he wants to kiss all these babies and worry about like that much of his image in a celebrity aspect. Go do commercials, man. I mean, get out of the NFL if you're going to have games like you've been having. It's just disgusting to see a former Super Bowl champion that played for the Seattle Seahawks with a stout team, both sides of the ball, getting beaten or having a team come back on you like the Washington Commanders down by 18 and you're playing from behind.
Yeah, that was rough. I watched the rest of that game. That was really, really rough. But I can see if any person or quarterback in the NFL right now was like primed for the booth after his career, it's Russell Wilson, right? He's going to the booth.
Good point.
He's going to get that contract from CBS or something like that. You know what I mean?
Great point. Yeah, he would be great joining Tony Romo. Or go to a team that runs some better style offense. You're going to Denver, Mile High. It's known for run ball first. Like, I mean, come on. They haven't really had the best receivers there in the last couple years, last decade. They haven't been an explosive offensive team. When that deal went down, I didn't like it from Jump Street. I'm like, this is not going to be exciting. Not at all.
Usually when stuff like that is like overhyped and overexcited and they pay too much, it usually doesn't work out.
Right.
You know what I
right.
mean? It takes time, though. I mean, it takes
Yeah.
time. It's a new coach, bad coach last year. Hackett's the worst coach of all time. I said that last year. I'll say it again. I know he's the offensive coordinator in the Jets. That guy is a horrible coach.
Yeah, definitely should be coaching head coach material in that.
So, you know, you still need some time with Sean Payton to see really what could happen. But does he have the weapons? I mean, Javonte Williams is a stud, I think. Judy, I mean, I don't think he has a number one receiver. Sutton's good. Judy's good. But they're not star wide receivers, right? So
No.
who knows how that offensive line is? We don't catch enough of their games to really know that. But Russell Wilson has looked horrible. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I think it needs to mesh all together. And maybe, just maybe, I love saying these just maybe things. Pete Carroll is a monster coach. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't get enough credit. And maybe he gets good credit, but he doesn't get enough credit. He was the reason why Russell Wilson was what he was in Seattle, because he's a phenomenal coach.
Yeah.
And now it's coming to light.
Pete Carroll's one of the godfathers.
So speaking of credit, my boy Pauly here got murked on his picks this week. Maybe we just take it easy on the college picks. What do you think?
Yeah, I'll probably never touch a college game again. I don't know what happened there. It was a weird week in week 3 of college football. But my NFL picks be fired, though. If you saw my TikTok, you know, I leaked 2 Monday night picks before the games. Went 2-0 there. Even with my 1-1-1 weekend in the NFL, 1 win, 1 push, 1 tie, and my previous week is 7-0, I'm still sitting at 11-1-1. So, I mean, my NFL picks, we're going to get into them, and they're fire. So, keep my credibility with the NFL. I promise you guys, no more college picks. So
Take it easy.
yeah, I'm gonna take it easy on that. But I'm gonna give you Paulie's picks for Sunday. We're gonna switch it up a little bit, and we're gonna do a little bit of Pauly P versus Jesse D. So, I mean, what, you could agree that I don't have to take the brunt of it?
You don't got to take the whole brunt. Your boy's going to give some picks. We're going to go verse each other.
Okay.
You know, it was a bad week, but still quality picks. So let's get it going.
Yeah. Okay. So Sunday, we're gonna start with Thursday. I'm gonna put that pick in there. You guys already heard I did the Thursday pick, chug predictions. I got the Niners -10, but we're gonna go Niners money line. We're gonna go Dolphins -3, Bills money line, Cowboys -9.5, the Lions -2.5, and the Jacksonville Jaguars money line.
That's pretty easy to beat. What are you going to get paid? You're gonna put $100 on that Niners money line and win $18?
Hey, listen, as you guys all know, I tell you, you do it however you want to do it. If you feel like the game is a lock and you want some easy money, take the money line just straight up. Not great odds, but take it. What I always say, you can take them and mix them with a parlay, a teaser, single bets. Now, I got some bets on here that are single bets. Dolphins -3, Lions -2.5, Cowboys -9.5. A couple of those, I bought some points, but you could still take those games straight up, parlay them, tease them. Those are Paulie's picks for week 3.
I like it. So we're going to let you guys be the judge of who wins because we have some of the same picks, if you will. He's got some money lines, so on and so forth. These are Jesse D's picks. I didn't really have anything creative to do with it, so we're just going to go with it. Let's do it. Giants under 46, Thursday night football. Lions -3. You had 2.5. I'm gonna keep it at the -3 versus the Falcons. I got the Jets +3 versus the Pats. You like that? Here's another one. Bucks +7 at home on Monday night against my Philadelphia Eagles. How you like that? Because I've been riding that Bucks train. I've been telling you about Baker Mayfield. Check the last clip. They're the truth. Dolphins -6.5 versus the Broncos. And last but not least, I got the Seahawks -4 versus the Carolina Panthers. Staying pretty traditional to the lines here for the most part. That Seahawks line, when I made these, it was -4. It has gone up to -6, but I got it at -4, so that's what I'm sticking with.
And you're buying 2 points with the Bucks to take them to an even touchdown.
When I did this, it was +6.5. So I just moved it half a point.
Okay.
At the time.
Now remember, these things can change. Right now, I'm getting the Philly at -5, so it'll be Bucks +7. So just be cautious too that towards the end of the week, injuries can occur on both sides. So you got to think consciously on how many points we're starting with now that we bought to how many that you might have to buy, or you could play it in a tease situation or a parlay on the money line. So think about that as well.
It's very important. You know, the strategy and the edge of the actual bettor, not the house, is to bet the line as early as possible, as quick as you can, because the closer that you get to Sunday or third, whatever that game is, it's precise on the bookies' side, on Vegas' side, on the professionals' side. They get it to the exact point where they want it. So the earlier in the week that you can make those plays, you have the advantage. You know, it doesn't always work out that way, but that's how it's supposed to be. So you want to get it early. If stuff happens, stuff happens. If some people get hurt, if Saquon Barkley has diarrhea, I don't know. That's what happens. But you got to just go with that and take those risks.
Yeah, definitely. And you know what? I'm actually surprised you didn't pick this game because I didn't touch it because I honestly thought you were going to. But since you did not, I think this would be a little interesting.
Oh.
If we could have a side.
Oh.
Little
sprinkle something.
Little sprinkle something on the side because we have two teams that are going head up this week that are both 0-2. So one is going to get their first win. One will stay over. And that game is the Chargers at Minnesota. So I'm really interested to see how you'd cap it. And this could be off. This is unofficially off the books, off our record. But I'm really curious to see how you would cap this game because I know who I would take.
Eckler's out, right?
And I'm curious to see who you would take.
I mean, Eckler's out. That's huge. I don't know, man. That's a tough game.
He was marked down to questionable with no kind of.
Well, he was on he's on my fantasy team, so we'll see what happens with that.
Can you pull up that real quick and see you do ESPN, right?
I'm on Score. The Score that we don't promote them. We don't.
No, I'm saying for fantasy.
Oh, ESPN app, yeah.
Yeah, so can you go to your fantasy and see, since he's on your team, you'll find him faster.
Oh,
what
absolutely.
The status says under the.
Yeah, let's find it.
See what they say on the report.
Oh, it's light. It's thundering outside. Okay, that's my other team. I got a Chubb again. Has lost the Chubb for the year. That's one of my teams. Got a Chubb again. Eckler.
Gritty, baby. Take the gritty.
Questionable. Eckler did not play in Week 2 game against the Titans and is currently listed as questionable for this week's game versus the Vikings. He should be a viable starter at RB1 once he gets up and running. Okay. That does not help. And consider other options, but keep an eye on the news and consider other options for Week 3.
So he's a 50-50, it sounds like.
Sounds like it.
Sounds like a 50-50. So by that, does it change your thought
process?
So
I'm not a believer. So here's the thing with this game, and this is why it's a stay away game. But if you want to
definitely stay away.
If you want to get frisky and have a little fun with it, I can see where you're going with it, and I'm fine with doing that. But here's why it's tough, right? I don't believe in the Chargers coach. I think Justin Herbert is overrated, and I think that they should have got rid of the coach 2 years ago, let alone last year. That guy is a bum, and Herbert's overrated. Without Eckler, there's no chance, right?
Herbert's overrated?
Herbert is way overrated. The guy can't win. What's his record? Dude, his record over his career is like 500, right? That's not a super hyped quarterback. I don't understand that, right? But on the opposite side of it, I think that Cousins needs to be gone. I think that the Vikings should tank for one of those top quarterbacks in the draft. So it's a team that's trying to win, that can't get out of their own way, versus a team that should just lose, right, and get rid of their old quarterback. But they have the nastiest wide receiver in the game by far.
Who?
His name is Justin Jefferson.
Oh! I thought you were still talking about Herbert and company. Okay, yes.
No, I mean,
yes, definitely.
They have some good wide receivers as well.
He's definitely filthy, but I don't know about the nastiest because. And look, I'm bringing.
So clearly, you thought about this.
Tyreek Hill, baby. I mean, that's the scariest wide receiver in the league. Justin Jefferson's nice, but you want to know what's keeping Justin Jefferson back? I agree with you. It is Kirk Cousins. Get him out of there. I guarantee you he gets out of there and brings in a stud or a veteran. Justin Jefferson has a chance to win the Super Bowl. Justin Jefferson is not going to win a Super Bowl with Kirk Cousins. Or Justin Jefferson, just pack your bags and get out.
Bring him to Philly.
Get out.
We'll take him. Bring him to Philly.
Anybody would take him, but I mean, I would be interested to see him with a quarterback like Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Josh
So
Allen,
you brought
like
this
that.
game
But
up.
you
You brought this game up for a reason. You must have a play. You must have a thought on it. You brought it up.
I just like it because it's 2 0-2 teams, so somebody's got to win, and it's like, who really? You start 0-3, you start looking around the locker room, you start saying, hey, listen, this year might be our year.
So you want me to pick first?
I like the Minnesota Vikings.
So, see, I was going to say the Minnesota Vikings.
Because I want when he was looking it up.
But here's the reason why, right?
I like Minnesota.
I want the Vikings to win that game because I want that coach in L.A. to get out of there. I want Staley to get out of there. He does not. They're doing their team and that quarterback and their players a disservice by having that guy coach. He's just not a head coach. He's proved it over and over again that he makes the wrong decision every time. But for shits and giggles, I'll take the Chargers.
I mean, I would honestly.
What are we doing? We're chugging a beer on that? Or what?
Yeah. I'll give you a redemption. No, you know what? Let's do
Are you
this.
going to drink a quarter of the beer?
Let's do this. Let's just switch it up. I know I said the Vikings, right? I'm going to let you pick to give you redemption on his 0-2 Thursday chug prediction. That's going to be 0-3. So if he gets this, I will chug one with him when he loses his Thursday night chug prediction again. So I'm actually going to give you the floor. You take it. If you do like Minnesota, I'll let you rock with them and the gritty, and I'll take the Chargers.
All right. Can I have a caveat on it that if Eckler plays or doesn't play?
No, you got to pick right now, so you got to take a chance. Because if you give me the Chargers, I'm cool with taking that if he plays or doesn't play. If you want to play it safe, take Minnesota. I will take the Chargers, and I will be beyond cool. We're going with a 50-50 if he plays or he doesn't play.
All right. So I'm taking the Vikings based on the fact that if the Chargers lose, Staley needs to be gone.
Okay.
0-3, get his ass out of there.
Okay.
Let's go Vikings,
All
and
right.
that's my brother's favorite team. Shout out David.
Well, this is going to be
That's
fun
it.
and interesting.
Gotta do it. Gotta
do
do
it.
it.
I'm either joining you or you're getting shit-faced next week.
They say shit on ESPN now on the Pat McAfee show, so we're allowed to say that.
Yeah.
We just got to stop throwing some F-bombs out there. That's all.
Yeah, we'll work on that.
We're working
We're
on the
We're,
F-bombs.
we'll work on that.
We're very spirited people.
We have so much
We're
emotion.
from the Northeast, man.
Yeah,
Come
no, that's
on.
true. Yeah,
The
very
Northeast.
true.
That's how we talk.
For real, big facts.
I said there's a bodega down the street. He said, is there chopped cheese?
Yeah,
there's no chopped cheese.
That's one of the first things I asked. They got chopped cheese? No,
There
they
should
ain't
be
a real
chopped
bodega.
cheese. It ain't a real bodega.
Yeah, it's just not.
But it's a good store. I love the store. All right, so we got the picks in. What are we talking about now?
Hey, listen, I'm just going to say this, that talking about picks, the only reason why I went 1-1-1 in the NFL is because the Rams
Oh, my God.
kick a pointless field goal
Ugh.
with no time left. San Francisco was covering the touchdown, and then you guys wondered why I was just buying a point or half a point. Because of the hook, baby. They were up by 10. San Fran was up by 10. The Rams
That's
get
what
the ball.
happens.
They get the ball to kick a point. So this is what I'm going to say. This is why I feel like it's either fixed, it's a script. You mean to tell me that those coaches didn't know about that spread? You mean to tell me that somebody didn't have money on the game that was close to one of those organizations?
No.
Bro, I could understand a Hail Mary. And if you got a touchdown, I'd be cool with that. But a pointless field goal? Come on.
That was so suspect, and I don't really know how the NFL or the Rams could come back from that. I don't know how you can say anything else than that was fixed. Like, there is absolutely no unless the coach somehow, McVay, thought there was enough time to get like an onside kick and a Hail Mary at that point, which there wasn't.
There wasn't.
Right?
There was like, what, 5 seconds?
Yeah, it was
3 seconds?
That was the craziest thing, and it made us lose.
Yeah,
Well, push.
It gave me a push. So in reality, from me going 2-1 to go 1-1-1, I mean, hey, everybody, a push is better than a loss. You got your money back. Can't be mad at me for that one. But we should have been in the green. I mean, we're in the green overall for the year, but we should have been in the green this
Not
Sunday
college.
on NFL Place.
Not Saturday. Stay away from this guy on Saturday.
Listen, I will not give you guys a college
I would like
play.
to reiterate that I, live on this show, see, if you guys, we know who watches the whole show. We got about 200 views on the whole show. You guys like the clips on TikTok and stuff like that. But if you actually take the time to watch the whole show, you would know that when this dude who picked the Texas,
Longhorns.
I picked Wyoming.
Yeah.
I said Wyoming is not going to lose by 28 points. And so there is knowledge here.
That was
we
close.
Do know what we're talking about.
Yeah, definitely,
You know what I'm
definitely,
saying?
definitely. And it was close on either side. And you know what? That was probably a stay away from game. My Florida Gators and my Tennessee Volts. That was probably a stay away game.
Vols.
Volts.
You say Volts?
Yeah, my bad. That was a
VOLS.
that was a stay away game.
No T.
And honestly, the Colorado and Colorado State was a stay away game.
What a game.
What a game. Two
What a
rivals,
game.
and I'm going with Colorado. Listen, I was a little,
What a
cloudy.
game that game was.
So don't judge me on those college picks, but we're gonna stick with NFL. And yes, what a game that
was a
was,
phenomenal
Jesse.
game.
That was a wild game, completely wild. From all the smack talk from the coaches before the game, especially from Colorado State, and they were winning, right?
They were winning.
Colorado State was
they were
winning.
winning by, I think it was like 11. Was it 11 or 10? Something like that with not a lot of time. Fourth quarter for sure.
Yeah,
I was
definitely.
watching that game. I forget the exact numbers of that game. But, man, it was dicey. It got dicey down the end. And he showed up. Sanders showed up, lost his best player. I mean, it was just a fun game to watch. And somehow, some way, you just knew they were going to come back and win that game. And it's crazy to think of a rivalry game like that, down. They need to get everything perfectly right. And somehow, some way, they still find a way to, pull it out. When this is going to happen, right? Mm-hmm. And that kid who's getting death threats now, he don't deserve death threats.
From Colorado State.
Yeah, nobody deserves death threats from playing sports. It's a game. It's all fired up. Let me tell you, get me on the basketball court, I talk shit for days, all right? But it's fun. It's competitive, whatever. But he crossed the line a few times. And I'm not just talking about that hit. That hit was bang, bang. Yeah, he tried to put a little more oomph on the hit. It was a cheap shot, but it wasn't too far off of a normal hit, trying to jar the ball or, stop the pass. But even earlier, when he caught the interception, he was like, let me put my beard down. He was up in the guy's face. He was hopping around, give me the ears, putting it in their face, going head to helmet to helmet. And it was just dude, he's looking for something, right? He's looking for trouble. He's looking to cause a problem. But at the end of the day, these are kids, man. They're 19, 20-year-old kids. And you don't think that they're heated from all the love and hype and acknowledgement that Colorado's getting, and they're a rival? Of course they are. Of course he's going to be amped up. That's what you want from your players. That's what you want. The coaches battled. The coaches went back and forth. Yeah, the Colorado State coach was in the wrong, but his kids are going to have his back. Yeah. So, this is a game. It's competitive. People do things that may not, be right. But death threats, man, that's just crazy. We got to cut that shit out. We got to cut that out, man.
Yeah, that's not cool. I'm not condoning what he did either was cool. I mean, listen, not cool on the death threats. But on the flip side of it, I can understand the people that were – you got to think about it like this. Like you just said, these players are young, immature, a lot of testosterone flowing. They're not thinking all the time, and neither are people when they're thinking or when they're speaking sometimes out of being furious or frustrated. And sports gets a lot of people riled up and fired up, and, there's a lot of things that are being said. Not condoning it again, once I said, but you got to think that these people are coming from a place where this kid also – what he did – any NFL player would have been ejected out of the game with a fine. Now, I know you can't fine these kids, but guess what? You could sure as shit suspend them. You could suspend them. This kid should be missing at least 2-3 games right now. If he's in the NFL, he's getting a hefty fine, and he's getting ejected out of the game and suspension. So for him to be able to do something like that on such a cheap shot, low blow, and then play the rest of the game, shame on the NCAA officials and everybody in the higher office for NCAA. That was absolutely a spit in the face. I think that they made that decision sticking it to Dion. Nobody gave them a 3-0 start. I think their total win over under was 6.5. They're gonna.
It was less. It was like 3.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was 6.
They've already hit it. Yeah, they've already.
I thought it was 6.5. Okay, so if it was, you're saying they already hit that. They have a lot of attention. I mean, somebody made a joke on social media, and they said that the Colorado culture is so deep that it looked like the BET Awards this past Sunday because they had Key Glock, they had Lil Wayne, they had Master P,
Stars are out.
They had Snoop Dogg. Like, it's such a vibe, and like I love that shit. Like hip hop, my music go to all day, every day. Shout out R.I.P. Biggie. That's my dog. He's up there. Jay-Z. Those are my top 2. You know, New York kid out here.
Rip
you know,
Biggie Smalls.
You know,
Rip Biggie Smalls.
R.I.P. Biggie. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like that. See what they're doing. See what he's doing to that culture. Like, look at all those people there. Like, they're selling out stadiums. Like, bro, listen. At the end of the day, like.
Oh, I got to cut you off real quick. So I was looking. You talking about social media and Biggie Smalls. It's just brought to my attention. It's your favorite. I love Biggie Smalls as well. We're Northeast. That's what we listen to. But
all day.
So there's a thread, a trend on TikTok that I saw, and there was a coach asking his young baseball players a question about Biggie Smalls, and he said, according to Notorious B.I.G., what days were the worst days?
Oh, okay.
So what days? I'm asking you. What days were the worst days?
Oh, bro, you can't put me on the spot like you can't put me on the spot like that, bro.
What days were the worst days?
Bro, I can't think right now.
That's what we're talking about.
He literally threw me for a curveball.
Yeah.
I'm in my sports track.
Gotta throw it out there. You just said it. Biggie Smalls, rest in peace, number 1. Birthdays was the worst days. I got you. I got you.
Listen. You really threw me off for a minute. I'm sorry, okay? Trust me, I know my biggie. Trust me, I know my biggie. But yeah, I mean, what he's doing in Colorado is absolutely insane. It really, really is. And, you know, that hit was unacceptable. That kid should have been definitely tossed out and ejected, and I didn't like that part. So
since you are such a college football expert, since we saw from last week, who do you got in Saturday? Who do you got in the Oregon-Colorado game?
Bro, Colorado has only a 6 or 7% chance of winning with Hunter out.
Hunter hurt, yeah.
Yeah, because Hunter's gonna be out at least 3 weeks.
What is that line? Did you see that line? Try to find it here real quick. I'm just curious. Go the other way, whatever he picks.
Well, no, because I would love to give you guys a solid pick for college this Saturday because I'm just in
you got one.
I do have one. I have
Preach.
one.
Preach, brother.
I just have
Figure
one.
it out to the world.
Listen, I just have one. And
we're all listening.
Listen, I think I could give you guys. I think I could give you guys one, and I really like it.
How's that thing go? From your mouth to God's ears, or something like that?
Yeah, from your mouth to God's ears.
There you go. I want to preach. I want to hear it.
Listen, guys, if you want to trust me with one last college pick. Oh,
here we go. I see -21 Oregon at home. Oh my goodness.
It's gonna be tough. Listen, if you want one college pick, and I'm telling you, this team will play in the college playoffs, and this team will win the national championship. You could take Florida State -2.5 in Clemson. Listen, Clemson is not it. Clemson is hot garbage, okay? Clemson is not it. Their defense is poo-poo. They're not the same Clemson team. They're not. Clemson is not what we've seen in the past, people. This is a steal. The number 4 ranked Seminoles are going on to Clemson. And I'm going to tell you right now, Florida State's going to win that game -2.5. If you want to follow me for one last college pick.
One last
college pick. If I win
Is that a promise?
If I win this, I'm going to ride into the sunset, and I won't give you a pick until the playoffs.
It's a wrap.
If I lose, I probably won't even give you a pick for the national championship.
I'm not like down on Florida State like a lot of people are after that game. I think it's hard to go in your first divisional game on the road in Boston College, like, they won the game. That's what's important, right? You know, obviously you would like to have a better showing, but they got the dub in a divisional home game.
Definitely.
On the road.
Yep.
It's a win. It's a solid win, and get it any way you can.
Yeah. I definitely think it's a win, and but a lot of people are skeptical, and very much well so. But I mean, how are we gonna go with the Tigers when their only 2 wins are against FAU? They lost to Duke before Duke was ranked, and that was supposed to be Clemson's game coming out swinging. And then they also beat Charleston Southern Buccaneers. Who is Charleston Southern Buccaneers? Who are they? I might as well send my ex-high school out there and let them go play the Tigers, and maybe they'll win another game. I'm not believing the Tigers. I don't think the Tigers are doing anything.
Did you break up with your high school? Your ex-high school? What the fuck does that mean? Your ex? Did you break? I broke up with my high school, guys.
The high school I went to. I told you, I'm a passionate Italian. When I get into these sports talks, listen, sometimes I just see red and I'm not thinking, but I know what I'm talking about. So listen, at the end of the day.
I mean, Duke's good. Duke's a good football team.
Duke showed us that they're good.
2-0.
Nobody was talking about Duke, that Duke was good going into the season. Nobody.
Right.
So Duke is good. They showed they're good. Now they're ranked. But I'm going to tell you right now, what Jordan Travis is doing at Florida State and what Florida State's doing to get put back on the map, Florida State wins that game. You could lay the 2.5. Florida State will win that game.
Hakeem, what do you think about it? Because he's a Gators fan.
Okay.
And his girlfriend, who's also my sister, is a Florida State alum. So they're on the opposite ends of the stuff here.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, who are you going? Who are you going with?
What do you think about Florida State?
I'm fine with Florida State as long as they're not playing Florida.
So do you think that Florida State wins this game? Will you tail Paulie's pick? He's playing.
He did get a little hurt.
He got a little banged up.
Yeah.
But he ain't no scrub. He's not scared. He's playing. That boy's tough. He's a dog. Jordan Travis, dog.
I like Colorado plus 21. Like, that's way too many points, in my opinion, against Oregon. It is on the road. Nobody expected them to win that game, even with Hunter playing. But 21 points? That's a lot of fucking points.
Yeah, it is a lot of points.
That's a lot of freaking points.
I thought you
edit it.
Yeah. Hey, listen. So I mean, you give up one college pick. Is that gonna be your college pick? Colorado plus 21.
Yeah, throw it out there. Why not? We'll add the 7th pick in. One college play. I'm going to ride with Colorado on the road plus 21. Don't add it to my tally, but we'll go head-to-head on that one.
That's all we have for you today. Thanks for tuning in to Side Icon and Pauly P, the Sports and Bullshit podcast. Go ahead and follow us, like, and subscribe on all platforms. Our episodes drop on YouTube at Thursday at 5 p.m. Go make sure you give a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. We just went viral on TikTok, and we really appreciate all the love and support. Keep tuning in, everybody.
Peace.
Is it already recorded?
Yeah.
Okay. Stop it. I'm going to laugh right now. Okay.
It's all so easy, isn't it?
Like, comment. I'm telling you guys, please help us get to 10K followers. We could get to 10K. No, stop that. Redo it. Help us get to 10,000 followers so we could go live.
Cut it. You got to do it. Not 10,000 followers.
Oh, 1,000.
1,000.
Oh, okay. All right, that's all we have for you today. For Pauly P. No, wait. All right.
It ain't so easy.
No,